Let's talk about Ghost of Yotei a little bit.
Yeah.
Where are you at?
I did. I'm at Takesu the Unrivaled, the second battle.
Oh, on the mountain?
It is one of the hardest things I've ever.
I've heard that it's extremely
I'm like
hard.
dying in 3 seconds. I'm like, I don't know how to beat him.
Yeah.
It's a little crazy.
Did you finish the story?
No. It's like right before. It's so it was like I wanted the spider. He was waiting at the ferry, and I'm like, it's like you can't go back after this.
Yeah.
And so I was like, let me just do everything.
I should have done.
I'm not
that.
gonna go back and do stuff. So let me just. Because once you beat it, you're like,
I know.
So I'm gonna beat Takezo. It is super hard.
Yeah.
One of the hardest things I've really played. Because most hard bosses, I'm like, I know how to figure this out, learn some things. But this guy's like the red glint comes and then an attack comes.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I gotta have prerequisite superhuman reflexes.
I know. Everyone on is really complaining about the parry functionality.
You know, I wasn't complaining until this battle where I'm like, God dang it.
The problem is it's just not consistent. You know what I mean?
Well, for most battles, it's fine, I
Yeah.
think. But I think for when push comes to shove, to stab, to Kezo, when I'm really having an issue, I'm like, Jesus, I guess I'll have to like hope for the best. Mm-hmm. I do think though. Okay, listen. People say it's like not consistent, but if you have perfect parry isn't consistent, maybe, but parry in general, they give up. It's pretty
Parry
big
in
window.
general, but it also doesn't
It's a
make
big
sense
window
because it just acts like block. More
Yeah.
than parry a lot of times. Like if
I
I get
don't
the blue
the
glint,
perfect parry is hard to. I don't ever.
perfect
get it.
parry's tougher. But when you get the Futsunashi charm,
Yeah.
then the perfect parrying becomes really easy. And you combine it with the right armor, the perfect parrying becomes much easier.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fascinating. I don't have that.
Yeah, but I got right to the end. I got right to the battle with Saito, and then I stopped. I didn't even fight it once. I was like, I actually don't feel like playing anymore.
I do think Yotei is better than Tsushima in every way.
I think
In my opinion.
here's where I'm going to disagree. Now here's my final. I agree in almost every way, but I just feel like narratively it's a lopsided experience.
Really?
Yeah, and here's why.
Okay.
Here's why. Because I started with Oni, right? I went Oni, Kitsune, to the brothers, then the Saito, which I think is the natural progression of it,
Right.
geographically where you start.
Yeah.
And Oni, that is epic.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That is an epic quest, and
Yes.
you're just like, wow.
And the brother, and it's just like, spoiler, sorry.
Spoiler.
Jeez.
That's so epic. And then you're like, wow, this is amazing. That was like a whole game itself. Can't wait to see what's up with Kitsune. Kitsune, also great, somewhat epic, really fun, a great story stuff. Then you get to Spider and Dragon, and then it's just like, boop, game's pretty much done.
I think they rushed the Spider Dragon.
They rushed the back end of what was supposed to happen.
I think so.
Like I wanted having to go after
no.
Saito to be way longer.
I agree.
And you haven't gotten to that yet.
I agree. It's like, why was Kitsune the hardest thing? And he wasn't even like he wasn't even the main Kitsune.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I apologize. I'm like
Sure.
spoiling. But if you're watching, I'm sorry. We'll say spoilers in the title.
It's been enough time, you know.
But I did it differently. I did Kitsune first.
Yeah.
Changed up the whole narrative because then you meet Oyuki and then it's like a side character.
Yeah.
Then you meet your brother. So it was like an even longer time before I met the
Yeah.
brother. Then that goes up.
Yeah.
Then right after I'm with the brother and then she makes those choices that are so because she does make some choices that are very, very far reaching. Now it's a quicker, maybe rush sector, but the choices meant more. Her desire to become have vengeance directly caused direct harm.
Yes.
Which I think was the idea, right, of the story,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I think that they did play that well. Now, I haven't seen the end of the story, but, I think narratively, if one of them already had died, by the time you get to Spider, it would have been much more of a, like, oh, I'm seeing the actual
Yeah, I agree with that. And I just think, look, after Oshima Coast, which could have been a little bit longer in terms of like a play area.
I agree.
You know,
because now they were getting tougher too. All the enemies were tougher.
Yeah,
it was a great. And
I feel like there needs to be more forts that you take down too.
There is a lack of forts, dude.
There's a lack of forts. Yeah. So for me in Tsushima, right? Yeah, because it's an earlier gen of the game, right? Fighting mechanics are a little different. And I agree. Like the functionality of like the fighting and the combat is way better in Yotei. It's obviously it's an evolution of it, but like the story is much more symmetrical.
Okay.
And feels earned.
Okay.
You know?
I will say this. The reason I like Yotei's story better is it's way more personal. I think Tsushima's story was like, I guess Jin Sakai was having issues, but not really.
Yeah.
He kind of just chose Shinobi and it was like, how could you?
Yeah.
But there was no real effect on him. Maybe the uncle, there was like some issues.
I think there was an effect, right?
But really, here's the thing is like, I don't think the characters really meant that much to Jin. I think he was just doing his own thing. And I think that is why I didn't love it. Whereas like here, everything is tied back to that night of the burning tree. You feel it. You feel the intensity.
I agree. There is like more. They go for more narrative depth,
Yes.
like in terms of like this is going to be like a TV show.
Yeah.
You know, and it lived up to that more. I think though with Tsushima, if you attach the DLC to the experience of what's happening on Iki Island,
that's good
there you get a lot of depth. You get a
Sure.
lot of like emotional depth as to what his dad was like.
Okay, no,
and
for sure. All that's there, but DLC we can't just put in the tag on.
Okay,
You know,
fine.
So that's why I think Yotei, and I think Atsu's character is much more interesting to me. But that's more of like a narrative thing. It's like I just love how she's selfish and she's like not a good person.
I agree. She's like Yuna.
Yes.
You know,
yeah,
she's coming
evil,
more from the Yuna angle.
Yeah, and then you see her like she hates men, and you can see the misandry
No,
there.
she's a lot like Ellie from Last of Us.
Yes.
And especially in part 2. You know, where it's just like total darkness and vengeance and all that. You know?
And then you see the difference. And then Kiku, of course, who is this like perfect like innocence concept, and she has to kind of understand that. I do think I love the arc of her character more than Jin. I think Jin is just like, okay, he chose it, blah. But maybe I'm saying it from a place of I don't remember a lot of stuff.
That's the thing.
Too,
That's the thing. I think Ghost of Tsushima, you can't deny it as a game. It's obviously like one of the greatest games of all time. I think Yotei, I just wanted more fighting to happen and more struggle to happen before you get to the end.
Sure.
That like, you know what I mean?
It's valid. To me personally, I didn't feel that. Maybe because of the Kitsune Oni thing, bro. I just felt like it was a long, arduous. But maybe there was like some narrative hole after Jubei for the Oni, and you took out some sales. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, starting with Oni, I was like, oh, this is so epic. This is perfect.
It was. It does get kind of random. But then, you know.
But look, also, when you get each weapon, right, what it takes to like earn each weapon becomes smaller and smaller, right? The dual katana, it's like you're living with the guy on the mountain and you're doing several things in combat. And then you go for the Yari, same thing. But then after that, when you go for the, was it Kusari Gama or whatever?
Odachi had a lot of fighting.
Odachi had...
No, he was like, there's a whole parkour section.
Yeah.
You start like learning about Yoshida, like he's like kind of like a good... wit man.
Yeah.
They have a little kind of sexual tension.
Yeah,
maybe
I agree. Yeah, you're right.
I think you're selling it short, but maybe I just feel you were so underwhelmed by the finale that maybe it's kind of trickling in.
Yeah,
which is not a bad. It's not a bad. I do think that they rushed Oshima Coast, and if that's the main contention, I agree with you. Like, I'm like, bro,
I wanted more Oshima Coast, and then I wanted like, okay, if we're gonna go after Saito now, we're going through the fort. I wanted more than just going through the fort.
No, I'm with you. And this guy's the ultimate guy who's been. Everything in this game has his mark on it. There's nothing that is a side quest. Saito is the evil.
Yeah.
So I haven't played it yet, but I'm like, this better be like, I better feel the evilness of this guy and the far-reachingness of his evil. So anyway, if that's, I haven't finished it yet, so I guess I can't even say it yet. But the Oni was so great because you go to this his castle and he is this.
He's a huge
beast, and his voice, the voice actor, who is that guy?
I know,
like a complete demon, right?
He's great,
and I'm like, how is Atsu gonna fucking kill this bitch?
I know,
holy fuck, dude.
I know, and that was the fun. That was my opinion, the funnest boss battle.
So good, dude.
You know,
so good. I agree. Kitsune was very fun for me because I was under leveled.
Yeah,
and it was just so hard.
Yeah.
But I like that shit. But Oni was the most narratively like whoa, and then his like reveal at the end, like, you think I want to do this shit?
I know.
Oh, the custodian. I'm like, bro, I know. In one line, I see the whole backstory of this guy.
So good,
he's
dude.
this insane warrior who hates what he has got to do for this guy, but he's like, I got to do it. I'm like, man, this guy's fucking awesome.
I agree.
And the storyline was good for this guy. But I like the Kitsune too. That Oyuki was also.
I also liked the Oni Raiders a little bit more than the Ninetales.
Yeah, I mean, they were both evil in their way. Like the Ninetales were more like simpy in the snow and like weaselly, and then the Onis were more like kind of beat their chest. Proud boys.
Yeah.
They're the proud boys of the Ezo.
Yeah, but
Ezo
they were both
boys.
great. It's just very matter of taste in terms of which was better between Kitsune and Oni. Anyway, listen, we're nerding out too much.